Today's contingency brought to you by a Venmo donation by Cosmic Janitor. Thank you for the support. Agamemno Contingency, Hoop-Ass. The Powerpuff Girls are a team of triplets created by their father, Professor Utonium, through the combination of three major ingredients: sugar, spice, and everything nice, as well as the accidental addition of a compound known as Chemical X. Utonium created the girls as a benevolent counter to the rotten city known as Townsville. What he hadn't expected, however, was just how effective his new daughters would be in cleaning up their city of crime. As the Chemical X granted the girls far more than just life, it granted them powers on par with, if not beyond, anything their world has ever seen. Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup were granted a long list of superpowers: flight, super strength, durability, as well as a few different optical-related power. Nothing you're not used to seeing from the standard power list. But while their skill set may seem standard, the feats behind these powers are far beyond that. In terms of speed, one time Bubbles found herself in a race around the world against a member of the Justice Friends. Stated by Major Glory himself, the speedster named Email can circle the globe in 7 seconds, and Bubbles managed to accomplish this in around 5. Something to note is that at the start of the race, Email had a head start of about 2 seconds due to Bubbles being distracted, as well as the time she spent only keeping up with him, not knowing that the goal was to actually win the race, to which she would outpace him with 0 effort. When taking in these factors, it's safe to say Bubbles could have finished the race in half the time, if not faster. And yet this is still not the top recorded feat she has accomplished, as one time when racing her sisters home from school, the three of them managed to fly fast enough to time travel 50 years into the future. They would also accomplish this again, managing to travel back in time soon after. Something I shouldn't gloss over is the state of the world they'd found themselves in, as it's made clear that without them, the planet would fall to ruin, which shows how vital they are in the war against evil. In terms of physical might, the Powerpuff Girls have shown to have well above superhuman strength, as they have been known to manhandle giant monster on the regular. But in an actual test of strength, Buttercup was once pitted against the hero known as Big Ben. The contest would see the two attempt to outlift one another from a whale to a skyscraper. In the end, Big Ben would attempt to win the match by lifting the very mountain the Justice Friends use as their base, only for Buttercup to lift Big Ben while he was holding up the mountain in the end. While this seems to be a simple task for Buttercup, Big Ben would end up throwing out his back as a result, to hit the final nail in the coffin and showing who were the superior heroes. After being rejected membership into the Justice Friends, the powerful girls would end up saving them from an alien known as Mascamax, a being capable of fighting off the Justice Friends with little effort. But to the girls, this was just another villain of the week, who they managed to defeat in only a matter of minutes, making it more than clear that they were the strongest heroes on the planet. I should also mention that they're still in kindergarten at this time, meaning their strength will only increase as they age. While the girls are comparable to one another, each has something that makes them stand out. Bubbles is considered the fastest, while Buttercup has the most brute strength. Both of which I have shown you in this contingency. All that is left is Blossom, the leader of their team. While her intelligence alone could very well be her outlier, that is not what makes her significant. Rather, it's that Blossom is, for a lack of better words, simply better than her sisters. While there are a few situations that prove this, it was when faced against a fellow classmate by the name Princess Morbucks, where Blossom really shined. Due to her desire to be a Powerpuff Girl, Princess would use her father's wealth to forge a suit of armor, which she believed would give her the power needed to accomplish this. Using it, she would challenge the girls to one-on-one combat. With little effort, she would down both Bubbles and Buttercup within seconds of each other, leaving Blossom to face her alone, resulting in one of the most one-sided fights Townsville had ever seen, with Blossom completely outclassing Princess in all categories. In the end, the suit would be destroyed, and the day was saved. Now at this point, it's been made clear that the Powerpuff Girls are not to be taken lightly. I'd argue that they'd give Superman a run for his money.
Bruce, I am not fighting children.
You've made that clear, but I don't need you to. After some recon and a successful stealth mission, I have managed to obtain several samples of Chemical X, a compound which I've seen capable of mutating others with superpowers after consumption. I believe that with some alteration to the formula, I can make someone just as if not stronger than the girls if need be. Surprisingly, Orphan volunteered to be part of this contingency, though I'm a bit concerned with her eagerness to fight them. I'm also still searching for a different chemical created by Utonium, a compound known as Antidote X, which, as the name would imply, would completely neutralize the girl's powers. Unsurprisingly, he doesn't have such a thing anywhere near his home, or perhaps refuses to make something that would bring harm to his children at all. Such is the mindset of a good father.